Hello and good evening. Today is Monday, October 15th, and playoff baseball is here and underway as we continue tonight with game number 3 in the NLCS, from the Dodger Stadium tonight. We have the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves, of course, hold a 2-0 series lead behind a pair of victories back in Atlanta. In Game 1, the Braves beat the Dodgers 4-1. In Game number 2, the Braves came from behind fashion with the bottom of the ninth rally. Pablo Sandoval hitting a fastball off of Jonathan Martinez for a game-winning single. That was with runs in the 8th and the 9th inning. After the game, Sandoval said, "We put it together today and came out with the win." That's the main thing. The main thing, of course, being the 2-0 series lead. 2 wins away from the World Series are the Atlanta Braves. As things shift to Dodger Stadium, it's worth noting that during the regular season, the Braves took 2 of 3 at Dodger Stadium, including a 5-2 win over tonight's Game 3 starter for the Dodgers in John Danks. On that June 10th game, Danks gave up 9 hits and 4 runs in just 3 2/3 innings. Danks used to pitch for the Brewers back in 2013 and 2014 before being traded to the Tigers in that 2014 season, a season in which Danks struggled mightily. After the season ended, many felt Danks was at the end of his career. I had the chance to talk to him about tonight's start, and he told me that he's excited for the opportunity to get the ball in a start. He felt his first career playoff appearance against the Brewers in the wild card round is something he can build upon. For the Braves tonight, starting pitcher Matt Barnes also looks to turn around a shaky past. Barnes' past blunders have been numerous in the playoffs. Barnes is 0-5 in 5 career playoff starts, having allowed 23 earned runs in just 22 innings. Barnes gave up 4 runs in 4 of the 6 innings he pitched in the wild card round against the Giants, a game in which the Braves went on to lose. When I spoke to a member of the Braves front office earlier in the day, they spoke about the importance of keeping the runners off base early. They talked about how it would be vital to be able to take the lead into the 5th or 6th inning and turn the game over to the bullpen. The Braves were 36-6 when leading after 1 inning and won 90% or more of their games when having a lead in each inning after the 4th inning. On the flip side, they were just 23-62 when they did not have a lead. That is 23-62 when tied or trailing after 6 innings on the season. Taking a look at the projected lineups tonight for the Braves, we have Hideki Abe in center field. Abe is just 1 of 8 with 4 strikeouts on the series. Batting second for the Braves is Chris Brown, playing shortstop. Hitting third is potential National League MVP, strong candidate in Armando Cabanas. Right field, Cabanas was 7 for 27 during the season for the Dodgers with 3 RBIs, but he's heating up here in the NLCS, having gone 3 of 8. Hitting fourth for the Braves tonight, we have first baseman Keon Barnum, 3 of 7 with a walk in the first 2 games of the series. Game 2 hero Pablo Sandoval hits 5th, and he's playing third base. Hitting 6th for the Braves is shortstop Jose Rosario. 7th tonight is Jong-Yor Pak, left fielder. It's his first start of the series. He's taking over for Jeffrey Moore, who had gone just 1 of 7 in games 1 and 2. Hitting 8th and catching tonight for the Braves is Greg Bird, and on the mound, as we talked about, is Matt Barnes. For the Dodgers tonight, we have Juan Hidalgo playing second base and leading off. Hidalgo is 2 for 5 with 4 walks so far in the series. He is one of the key players the Braves front office was talking about keeping off of bases early in the game. Hidalgo was 14 of 30 with an on-base percentage of .515 during the season against the Braves. Hitting second and playing shortstop for the Dodgers tonight is Jurickson Profar, 4 of 9 in the series. He's turned it around after hitting just 179 in 28 regular season at-bats against the Braves. Hitting third at the hot corner, Javier Garcia. Hitting fourth for the Dodgers is left fielder Avery Barnes. Hitting fifth tonight will be center fielder Roberto Lopez, just 1 of 7 in the series, followed by catcher Blake Swihart, who was 0 for 7 in the series. Hitting seventh and playing right field is Israel Cruz. Hitting eighth is first baseman Tyler Burnett. And on the mound, former Brave, current Dodger, John Danks. We are moments away from first pitch. Letting my screen connect. Give me a second here, guys. Haven't gotten the go-ahead quite yet. It's an important series, an important game in this series. If there are comments on the series, on the two teams, on what we expect tonight, send them over in a PM. We'll get those comments out there. We have Game 3 tomorrow night in Seattle, I believe, between the Mariners and Angels, tied up at 1. Last I had heard, the reports out of Los Angeles are that Caleb Coward is 50-50, just as Jason Castro's status for the Mariners remains uncertain after the two teams have really shared or gone back and forth with hit by pitches. Speculation is that the front offices are not happy with each other the way pitchers are beating players through 2 games. Anyways, it looks like we are now ready for first pitch at Dodger Stadium here any moment now. And it looks like we are ready to go. We have the play ball signal. Let's head out to Dodger Stadium for game number 3, NLCS, Braves, Dodgers. It's time. John Danks with a quick work of Hideki Abe, who grounds out and is continuing to have troubles here in the series. Full count to the second batter of the game, Chris Brown. An important out for Danks there to keep runners off base when having to deal with Armando Cabanas. And he makes really no trouble there in the top of the first, getting Cabanas to strike out swinging. A clean 1-2-3 top of the first inning there for John Danks. Now the bottom half, where Matt Barnes has wasted no time like Danks in getting Hidalgo and Profar out. And like Danks, he gets the third batter to strike out, this time looking. That is a 1-2-3 inning for both Danks and Barnes. We head to the second, where Keon Barnum is going to lead things off for the Braves. We have a 2-2 count to Barnum, and now a full count to Barnum. Danks with the delivery. The pitch. The pitch is outside. That is a leadoff walk for Keon Barnum. Runner at first base for Game 2 hero Pablo Sandoval, who quickly gets ahead in the count 3-0, but Danks works the count back to full before giving a single to Sandoval and a first pitch single to the next batter, and then a quick work by Jean-Yor Pak with a sacrifice fly scoring Keon Barnum. Matt Barnes, though, grounds out, stranding 2 runners in scoring position. We head to the middle half of the second inning, the bottom half of the second inning, rather. Braves 1, Dodgers nothing. Avery Barnes leading things off against Matt Barnes with a quick ground out. Barnes jumps ahead of Roberto Lopez, 0-2 in the count. 2 pitches later gets him swinging. 2 down for the Dodgers, and Blake Swihart struggles here in the NLCS continue. He grounds out for another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the third inning, top of the order for the Braves. Hideki Abe and a quick ground out there. Chris Brown 0 for 1 on the day. Grounds out. Danks, of course, made 1-2-3 work of the top of the order in the first inning. He's gotten the first 2 here, and he gets Cabanas to ground out. The Braves' 1-2-3 hitters are a combined 0 for 6 so far tonight. Israel Cruz leads off the bottom half of the third inning against Matt Barnes, and the Dodgers have their first base runner of the night with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up Tyler Burnett with John Danks on deck. Burnett, though, grounds into the double play. That brings 2 outs, no on for John Danks, who falls behind the count 0-2 before striking out, swinging Matt Barnes' third strikeout of the game so far. Top four. So far, this game is going just as the Braves had hoped, keeping runners off base. They jumped out to the early lead. A couple more innings of Barnes, and they're going to be able to turn things over to the bullpen. And they just got a big hit from Keon Barnum, a lead-off home run here in the fourth inning, doubling their lead up to 2-0, just like they did in the second. Barnum reached Pablo Sandoval here with a single, putting a runner on base for Jose Rosario, who also singled earlier in the second inning. Full count here to Rosario, and he gets the free pass. 2-on for Pac. John Danks is starting to struggle here. Can he limit the damage? He gets an important strikeout there of Pac swinging. That's 2-on, 1-out for Greg Bird. But that will be it for John Danks. Danks is pulled after 3 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Jeffrey McIntosh is in the game, who gets the ground out of the pitcher and a flyout of Hideki Abe to escape the trouble. That is 1 run again for the Braves. They strand 3 there in the fourth. Top of the order for the Dodgers here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Hidalgo up. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. But a 3-1 fastball, and Hidalgo grounds out. 1 down for Jurickson Profar, who, as we mentioned before, had struggled against the Braves all season long. Full count, 1 out, and Profar draws a 1-out walk. That brings up Javier Garcia. That was Matt Barnes' first walk of the game. He's now allowed 1 walk, 1 hit. A Javier Garcia, though, puts runners at the corners with 1 out for Avery Barnes. Barnes is 0 for 1 on the evening. I'm getting updates that John Danks was pulled with an injury concern in the top half of the fourth. But we have more updates on the field as Avery Barnes smacks a 3-run homer to put the Dodgers back on top here in the fourth inning. Blake Sweetheart 0 for 3, struggles continue. Dodgers 3, Braves 2, top of the fifth. Important inning here for the Braves, as we talked about before the game. They struggle big time when they do not have leads heading into the third of the game, or the later innings, as they say. Armando Cabanas grounds out. He is 0 for 3 on the day, but Keon Barnum gets on base again. That is his 3rd time on base so far. Pablo Sandoval, another single for him. He's 3 for 3. Jose Rosario, though, pops out, straining the 2 runners on base. How many runners have the Braves stranded so far tonight? Anyone have that total in front of them? I should. I'm the one in charge here, giving you your play-by-play, so give me a second. The Braves have stranded, of course. The Braves have stranded only 4 so far. That doesn't seem right. Anyways, Matt Barnes, a clean 1-2-3. 5th inning. Barnes has now gone 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. It is by far his best playoff performance thus far. Unfortunately for him, it has not been enough as the Braves trail 3-2 here in the 6th inning. Jean-Gore Pac rounds out 1 down for Greg Bird. A 1-out double for Bird puts a runner at second, and that is going to be it for Barnes, who's pinch hit for George Lund, and it was the right move because Lund nails a single to center, scoring Greg Bird, tying things up at 3, heading to the bottom half of the 6th. Who will the Braves bring out to the mound? I would expect to see Wesley Wright in this situation. It is not Wesley Wright, of course, it is Casey Kelly. Casey Kelly is dealing with the top half of the Dodgers batting order, getting Juan Hidalgo to strike out looking. Jurickson Profar grounds out, and Javier Garcia lines out. 3-3 after 6. The Braves have 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The Dodgers with 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Jeffrey McIntosh is back out there for a 3rd inning. He gives up a leadoff single to Cabanas, who advances 2 pitches later on a wild pitch. That is a runner at second for Keon Barnum. He is given a walk, 2 on for Sandoval, who is 3 for 3 on the day. McIntosh jumps ahead on the count 0-2, gets Sandoval striking out, swinging 2 pitches later. 2 on, 1 out. Jose Rosario 1 for 2 with a walk so far. Rosario singles, Cabanas is waved home, and he will score standing up. That is a 4-3 lead. Jeffrey Moore, pinch hit does not work. Greg Bird, though, another important hit, pushes another run in. Keon Barnum scores 5-3. A Pitcher, we have more, but this game is wild at the moment. Casey Kelly was pinch hit for with Miguel Rojas. Miguel Rojas flies out to end the inning. The Dodgers, though, appear to have suffered another injury on the mound, this time Martin Perez. So Perez joins John Danks, having left the game hurt. Casey Kelly was pinch hit for there in the top half of the seventh. Wesley Wright is on pitching now for the Braves. Gets Avery Barnes to lead off with a line out. Full count here to Roberto Lopez, and Wright gets him swinging 2 out for Blake Swihart, who, as we talked about, cannot get on base in this series, and that continues. Swihart ends the seventh with a flyout. Braves 5, Dodgers 3, heading to the eighth. The Braves are 6 outs away from taking a 3-0 series lead. Hideki Abe is going to start the 8th inning with a single against Albert Ramirez, now pitching for the Dodgers. Chris Brown 0 for 4 on the day. 2-2 count to Brown, who strikes out swinging. Runner at first still with Armando Cabanas up. Cabanas, of course, singled earlier in the game. Abe steals second, and the Dodgers aren't going to pitch to Cabanas. They're going to put him on base. That is 2 on for Keon Barnum. 2-2 count, 1 out. Barnum strikes out swinging. 2 on. Pablo Sandoval, 3 for 4. A double steal there. So runners 2 on in scoring position. That means Pablo Sandoval gets the free pass. Jose Rosario with the bases loaded, and Rosario grounds out. That was the chance for the Braves to break this thing wide open. The Dodgers stay within striking distance, down 2. Wesley Wright back out there for the 8th. Anthony Zach warming up for the Braves out in the bullpen. We talked about before the game the importance of having that lead and the trust the Braves have in him. It could see him come out here in the 8th, but so far Wesley Wright gets the first 2 on. Full count here with 2 outs. A Tony Mueller flyout, though, ends the 8th inning. The Braves are going to head to the 9th with a 5-3 lead. 5 runs on 13 hits for the Braves, 3 runs on 3 hits for the Dodgers. Raul Rivero gets Jeffrey Moore to lead things off in the 8th with a flyout, but Greg Bird is on fire. 1 out double puts a runner in scoring position for Yasmani Grandal. Pitch hitting, Grandal strikes out. Runner at second for Hideki Abe, though. A 2-out single for Abe scores another 2-out run for the Braves. Greg Bird crosses home. 6-3 lead for the Braves. The Braves are 3 outs away from a 3-0 series lead. Anthony Zach is in here in the 9th. He's going to deal with 1, 2, 3 in the Dodgers order, beginning with Juan Hidalgo. Full count to Hidalgo, who grounds out 1 out. Jurickson Profar pops out. The Dodgers are down to their final out. Javier Garcia is 1 for 3 on the day. 3-1 count. Full count to Garcia. And a 2-out walk. The Dodgers continue to have rally, and a 2-out base hit for Avery Barnes brings the tying run to the plate in Roberto Lopez. Lopez ahead in the count, 2-1. Now 2-2. Make that a full count. And he walks. The tying run is on base for Blake Swihart. The Dodgers are going to let Swihart hit. And the Braves win. Blake Swihart's nightmare of a series continues. Swihart is now, he went 0 for 4 tonight. He's 0 for 11 in the series. He's now hitting 136 in the playoffs. How was he not lifted for a pinch hitter there in the 9th inning with the bases loaded? That is a question Dodger fans will be asking themselves for some time. The Braves, 3-0 series lead heading into Tuesday's Game 4. Let's see if Matt can pull up the schedule for us. It looks like we expect to see Tyler Pill on the mound for the Braves, and Chris Volstad is your scheduled starter for the Dodgers. Tomorrow will be a double dip of West Coast baseball, as Game 3 in the American League Championship Series between the Angels and Mariners is scheduled to start at the same time as the Braves and Dodgers Game 4. In Game 3, our scheduled starters for now are Jordan Lyles, coming off a recent injury for the Angels, against Mariners. icon, the king, Felix Hernandez. So we have two crucial games tomorrow. The Braves, of course, with the chance to advance to the World Series. We have a tied-up series in the NLCS between the Braves and the Mariners. The Mariners having taken home field advantage away from the Angels with their Game 2 win. Lyle's coming off of an injury. Felix, ever since his disastrous start midseason, has rebounded and been a strong contributor in the rotation for the Mariners. So we have a lot to look there. Do we have any comments, questions, anything else that we want discussed tonight? No PM so far. Anyone, going once, going twice. Give it that a second. It's an interesting series. I mean, how would the Braves match up against those American League teams? They'd match up well, I would think. You're taking a look at what the Braves are. I mean, you have the team in the National League that had the fewest runs against, the best starters ERA, the best bullpen ERA, the best defense in the National League. You have potentially the best player in the National League. The Mets, obviously, with Dendecker and Wilcox might have something to say. Esteban Hernandez might have something to say about it. But Armando Cabanas is Armando Cabanas. 37 stolen bases, 28 homers, a down 299 average, but led the team in WAR. We know what he can do. Appel at the top of the rotation. Cadet, Pill, Bauer. We finally saw a strong start from Matt Barnes. The Braves are a team that could give anyone trouble. It would be a potential rematch of the 2016 World Series, maybe? I think the Angels beat the Braves in 2016, maybe 2015. Yeah, 2016, I think. So we have potential for a rematch. I forget who the Mariners beat in the World Series and in their title back in the day. But we have opportunities, and it's still not ready to quite count out the Dodgers, albeit they need something to change. Might we see Jonathan Solano behind the plate in Game 2 or in Game 4 rather? Might we see Don Gilbert get a start? Maybe they decide to go with Jared Kosar on short rest, or maybe they stick with Chris Volstad. It'll be interesting. We have someone in the crowd who thinks the Mariners are apparently going to beat the Giants in the World Series. Apparently, some of us have been drinking tonight, or we're looking ahead to the 2019 World Series. So keep that in mind. In 2019, when the Mariners beat the Giants, it's possible. Oh, right. Excuse me. I'm being corrected here. The Mariners beat the Giants back in the day. So the no rematch there. The Braves have only played the Angels in the World Series. So correction. Pardon me. There. Thank you for the correction or the insight there. It doesn't look like we have anything else to discuss tonight. It looks like a rather quiet night in the chat. Moving forward, I don't know if I'll be around tomorrow for Game 4 action. I'll do my best. If not, we will have later in this series. This round, definitely World Series talk. The off-season is fast approaching. The coaching carousel is going to be wide open, it appears. Might the World Series have something to do with some coaching decisions? I believe some of the managers of the 4 teams remaining maybe aren't all signed the last I checked. So that's something to keep in mind there as well. I'll be back with you guys soon. Thank you for listening. As always, I am glad to have you guys enjoy this. I hope you did again tonight. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.